Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the Daily Scan for Tuesday, March 25th, 2014. All right, so here we are in March, towards the end, and here in central Ohio, we are expecting some snow today. Well, I distinctly remember frequently getting a little bit of snow in April, so I guess snowing towards the end of March isn't all that bad, but still not happy about it. Okay, so on tap for today, I looked at this yesterday, this PMI Manufacturing Index flash report here. Let's just take a peek and see how they, do a play on words. All right, so prior was 56.7. They were expecting 56.9. They got 55.5, so that's not a good number, right? And then they say manufacturing growth so far in March is solid, based on the PMI flash, which is down from a unusually high reading of 57.1. Well, I don't know if that's really true or not. I don't follow this historically. You can go down here and, open up these and take a look at numbers in the past. But I find it kind of interesting when a number is bad and how they try to put a positive spin on it, of sorts. But for today, we have all of these announcements. I'm not going to read them for you. You're old enough to read, I'm sure. If not, well, that's cool. We like to... I'm assuming if you can't read, you're probably young or too young to read. Although, oh, geez. Man, I'm rambling. Forget it. Let's keep going here. Yesterday's was too long. All right, so across the ponds over in Asia, we're mixed with some green and some red, and in Europe we are solid green, very solid green actually. I believe yesterday was like that too, but it didn't turn out so much that way here in the U.S. We got the furnace turning on, so that's humming away in the background here. And this is interesting how Janet Yellen's gamble messed up things for gold. But this caught my eye. I went in and I checked, and Ohio is like the 8th worst in this list for retirement. And I can tell you, after doing my taxes for this place for since I've been living here anyway, as my main home, that it has been very disappointing coming from Florida and living there for a while, where Florida was such a great relief after leaving Illinois and going to Florida. It was like, wow, big boost in income. But now that I'm back in Ohio, it's almost worse than Illinois in that I have never, ever seen a school district charge income tax. It's like, I would expect that on the East Coast where they tax you every time you turn your head, but not here in sort of the beginning of the Midwest, I guess you could say, or the far east, no, the far west, I don't know. I think we're in what we call the Ohio Valley. So, that's interesting, but let's get on with our business for today. And we're looking here at our futures, which are up slightly right now after a down day and then a recovery yesterday. Gold is at 13.14. Maybe it's going to come down here and give us a bounce and head back up. I'm not sure. And oil is just a tad below $100. Okay, yesterday, the only thing that I did was jump in on this LinkedIn trade, which early, I got in around 10 o'clock, and about noon it was really looking good. And then when the market recovered a little bit yesterday, so did LinkedIn. So let's take a look at a chart. And this is what the day looked like yesterday when I got in. And like I said, around lunchtime it was looking pretty good. I was thinking I might really have an early exit. If it continues down, I might get out later in the day, but it came back up. All right, and the other thing that I did yesterday was I got it out of the SPY. I still had that long call, and it was not doing very good with the market action yesterday. I couldn't find a trade, where I could do another calendar using a short weekly. I didn't feel comfortable doing anything there. There was no money in them when I was looking at it, and I just decided to just get out. So now I'm still sitting with this long April FedEx put, and I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with that one at this point. So we could take a look at FedEx here. Well, I just take it off the A+ list. So now it might be getting a tad bit more ripe. So FedEx did not recover yesterday like the rest of the market did. So now there might be something a little bit more juicy to look at as far as doing a short strike in one of the weeklies on this. And we might look, say, we have to look a tad further out. We're looking at a 120. Doesn't even show up here. We have to go to all. 120, selling it, I'd only get a penny. Here, March 4, 131, I could, change the strike. This is April 1, maybe an April 2. 120 is 3 cents, and if I want to take a chance, I could do like a 128 and collect 42 cents and make this trade profitable by doing that. And then the risk profile would kind of look like this, and it would be $40 based on the purchase price of this, but you have to take into account the other short that expired worthless, where I collected a nice premium on that. So is it going to get down to 128? That's way down here before this expiration, so I could put an arrow in here. That's another option. So let me pick my arrow thing, and the 128 is down here. So can it move down there in that amount of time? It absolutely can. Can it come down and then pull back and come down and pull? Anything can happen. Absolutely and positively anything. So you just don't know. All right, still going to think about that. We'll uncheck that. And let's get on with the A+ list and not waste everybody's time today. All right, these were some trades I was thinking about. Let's jump right over to Apple. All right, Apple had a nice day yesterday, and it looks like as though it's going to maybe gap up slightly this morning. Still, though, the range, after, having ranges like this in the past, the range today is, or yesterday was not real exciting. We don't have anything going on here. We're flat. I'm not going to do a calendar. It's just too expensive on Apple to do a calendar. Buy the cheaper stuff. Anything, maybe above $300. The calendars are really expensive, near the money. Amazon, well, looky here. Let's see. Are we going to we're in a downtrend. We have our target set up here. So we're going to wait for that to happen. So we need to put that one back in the crock pot and let it slow cook for a while. Boeing, nothing. We might be able to do it had actually a better day than the market because it actually closed higher Then, no, it didn't. It closed down here, so it didn't close higher than the open, which was up here. So it was just a tad low. Might think about a calendar on this, but I'm not going to get really serious about it. Baidu. Okay, so we're heading up here for our target, and we're just waiting for that to complete its cycle. Celgene. We have a target set up here as well, and we're waiting for that one to... It's just going down, just going down. Even the stochastic, look at this. It's just lower lows and lower highs on the stochastic. That's pretty weird. You don't see that a whole heck of a lot. And we are at actually only a -2 on the MACD. MACDs are not range bound like the stochastic is range bound between 100 and 0. MACD can get as low as it wants to. Celgene is not looking real good here. This might be a very good candidate for a calendar. And if I was to look for a calendar just using regular monthly expirations, because there might be an earnings coming up here. When was this? This was 1:30, so probably about the end of April sometime we will have earnings. I don't want to do a long at earnings time, so we may have to wait for a earnings play on that one, and maybe a weekly calendar, maybe somewhere down here around 120 or maybe even 110. Looking at the current trend and figuring that, if you drew like a channel, let's do a channel. We'll do a regression channel. And then we can say, let's extend this out. We want to do a right ray, yes. We'll say OK. So it the channel kind of does itself. A regression channel will kind of take care of itself. So if we were looking at this April expiration here, somewhere around in here, chances are good it's going to end up. And that would be around 130. We're kind of contemplating that as a possibility. So let's see if that holds out. Okay. Chipotle. Go back here to auto scale. Alright, Chipotle did not have a very good day yesterday at all. Now we are in a nice solid uptrend. So now we're going to throw a target in here. And see if we can get one more down day and then a hook. That's what we would like to see. Not able to tell anything here. There's not a lot of aftermarket activity on this particular underlying. Costco. Alright, we're still trying to get ourselves up there. It's still good. It's still green. Maybe a good day for Costco, and then a hook down would give us an entry, a CSSV2 entry. CVX, we have a calendar on it right now, and it's very consolidated, very tight trading range here. So we were thinking about, something down here. This is our expiration, where it's actually visible now for that calendar, and we're looking for a move down here. So we're just going to be patient. Only cost us 89 cents. And we could pull a couple $100 out of this. Be nice. Right, Igor, we got the stock split coming up. Not real excited about doing anything there, so I'm just passing on this. Just taking a pass. FedEx. Still trying to figure out, if I want to do anything on that or not. I would call that a re-calendar. So I may do something on that. Gold. And them Nar Hills. Gold is taking a digger. Of course, that's that Yellen thing that they were talking about. And we failed here. We had that one. We had a setup yesterday on it. And we took a pass. Yeah, it failed us here. This was a Friday setup, so we didn't want to do anything there. So nothing going on with them. Google, that's an old trade. Google's not doing so hot. We might have a trend reversal here on Google. And we got earnings coming up. This could be an interesting calendar play. I want to look at that. Just because they do their earnings here. So this is a good thing to do a calendar on with short expiring here. Because Friday it will take a digger from a IV perspective. So that could be interesting. So I may talk a little bit more about that tomorrow if I take a look at it today. IWM. Oh, setting up very nicely here. So we have a setup on IWM for a bull put on CSSV2. LinkedIn. Alright, this is our trade right here. We got our hook, big hook. This was alerted yesterday, and we got in. So I'll keep an eye on that one. MasterCard, lots of consolidation going on here. We have a dividend coming out here. Looking for a move up to give us a hook. It had a good day yesterday. It recovered very nicely. So we're still waiting for that one. 3M. Nothing going on there, just sort of drifting south very slowly. Might be, I'm going to take a look. Well, let's see. I think I took a look at this for calendars before, and there's just no money in this thing for calendars. You can look yourself, but that's sort of what I saw. And Netflix, again, did not have a good day. This is, and I can't find any reason why Netflix is not doing very well. We have earnings here on 4/21, and 4/21 is the Monday after expiration. That's a bummer. That's too bad. I don't know what to do about this here. I could take a shot at a calendar here, maybe. I'm gonna note it, and see if there's some sort of play on this huge move that we can do. We're in only a 27% IV percentile. So, and IV is at 44. I've seen better. Priceline is not doing well either. Lost a lot yesterday. And so my grandson, I said, well, Priceline lost, like $40 yesterday or something like that. And he goes, what's Priceline? And I said, well, you've seen the commercials on TV with William Shatner. And he goes, who? Sort of like those owls. Who? So that's what's going on. Okay, I digress. Back to Priceline here. Same thing happening with Priceline. I want to make a note of that too. Sometimes they do recover, but you know, a calendar down here, like I'm price lining at 1100 for this expiration out here, could be attractive. So if we put a regression channel in there too, oops, that's a regression line. Well, we could do a line too, and turn the ray on. So that's what we're looking at there. Line actually is a little less cluttered. Okay, then down here to SPY. We're just not sure where these guys are going. I already had a calendar that way up here didn't work out very well. Let me take this off of here. Let's delete all drawings in case there's some back here someplace. All right. We could do a regression line here too. It places itself as you drag it over, which is nice. And we'll put a ray on. And we'll say this current trend could put us here at expiration for April. So we do April, May calendar. And pick like 1832, 1833, or 183, I'm sorry, 183, 182, somewhere around there. Could be a good deal. Let's just take a quick peek. 182. I don't really need this many. Let's just change this to 28 is an old number that I used to use a lot. So we're looking at 182 would be a put calendar. That would be 31 cents. And it would look a lot like this. So not outside the realms of probability as indicated here. We have our probability at expiration here for April. So there's like a 50-50 chance it's going to end up down here. So you spend 31 bucks to make 100 on a 50-50 bet. Yes, because if you did multiples of these, you would probably end up being a winner. Okay, so that has possibilities. So I'm putting them down too. And Tesla, that's done. Also, we got a hook on Tesla, but it failed. So we're going to give it one more day. I'm going to put an alert above this high. Okay. And I thought that we had an alert on this. No, Tesla had a setup yesterday. So now we have an alert. All right, last but not least. Wow, this is choppy. Really choppy. Huge ranges. Choppy. Huh. I'm just not seeing anything here. Don't want to do an at the money calendar on this. So we're just going to take a total pass on Visa. All right. That's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day and happy trading.